I sold Front Digital for $300,000 equivalent to about $450,000 here. Within a few days of just listing on Flippa, I was talking to the directors of some of the largest real estate firms in the US, some very, very serious buyers. And the longer you stay in the game, the better the returns are. I'm Daniel Galea. I'm in my mid-20s. I live in South Bank, the heart of Melbourne, and I run a number of online businesses in the agency and software space. I became an online entrepreneur over the course of a few years. And in my corporate job as an estimator or quantity surveyor, I never truly felt like I was reaching my potential. I always felt like there was something more. And that led me to starting business and taking it more seriously. And that's how Front Digital was born. Front Digital is a real estate lead generation marketing agency, so a bit of a mouthful, but essentially we generate and qualify buyer and seller leads for our clients, real estate agents, buyers agents, anyone globally that's involved as a real estate professional. I actually grew Front Digital through just automating any repeated process that the business had, whether it was adverts, outreach, service delivery and fulfillment, anything at all. If it was repeated, I managed to find a way to actually scale it. My passion is within building businesses. So when it came to the point of selling Front Digital, I had felt like the business had kind of served its purpose. And it was time for me to explore. Yeah, I came across Flippa and everything just went from there. Using the valuation tool on Flippa was really, really simple. I put in the domain, connected my Stripe accounts, all the financials and the analytics. And overall, I actually sold the business for more than what it actually gave back to me, simply because it was a mix between an agency and a SaaS, a software. I sold Front Digital for $300,000 equivalent to about $450,000 here. A key feature in the sales process that really helped me was Flippa's legal team. Even though we had a great sale price, they had actually recommended to add on a kind of a revenue share agreement or profit share agreement. With the growth of the business, I negotiated with the buyer and I have a uncapped profit share agreement with them as well now. I think people should look to Flippa to sell their business purely because of the connections there. Being in my 20s, at that time, my very first business, and just coming from corporate, I had no connections. I had no one to look to, I didn't know where to go. Within a few days of just listing on Flippa, I was talking to the directors of some of the largest real estate firms in the US, globally, some very, very serious buyers. And that just accelerated the process more than I ever could have. With Flippa, I love how easy it is just to get connected with qualified people. There wasn't really any time wasters. I was getting on calls with qualified people who were actually having serious intent to buy the business. And when I had communicated everything to them and discussed it with them, they were very, very eager to actually, expedite the sale. So Flippa actually has changed my life because it's allowed me to leverage my business and start taking advantage of more of the opportunities that I had. Being a business owner, you always love to keep a hold of what you have. You're always afraid to let go. But that sale and that exit in itself allowed me to take advantage of all the other opportunities that I had, which has led me to where I am today in software, other agencies, and all my other business ventures. My personal mantra is to just keep on taking imperfect action. You need to be able to build the bike while you're riding it. And at the end of the day, the best returns in life, whether it's relationships, knowledge, business, anything, all come from compound interest. And the longer you stay in the game, the better the returns are.